Hi everyone, it's Bethany, and today I'm working on creating a little back to school bow for my daughter. We are a big fan of bows in our house. We love them, so I thought it'd be really fun to personalize something for the start of the school year. We are doing at-home learning, but we are doing everything we can to make this super, super fun and exciting, and the girls just love learning anyway, so it's going to be really fun. What I'm going to do is put a little personalized design on this bow. I got this bow at Michael's, and I thought this would be really, really cute. I ordered this online. One thing I do want to mention about it is it does not come with a barrette or a clasp on it, so you want to make sure that you either purchase one, or if you have one from another bow, you'll just place that on there. So I'm going to do a really cute little fun design. I'm excited. We're going to be doing a pencil design, if you can't really tell with the theme here, and I think it's going to turn out really, really sweet, so I'm excited to show you my idea and walk you through how to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Easypress Mini. We're going to be using 4 different colors of HTV or iron-on. We have our Easypress mat. We're also using the Cricut Joy today, so we are grabbing our mat because we're going to be placing full-size materials into the Cricut Joy. And then I have a weeding tool and scissors and a little measuring tape. So what I'm going to do first and foremost is I am going to just measure out the width of these little ribbons because that's where I'm going to be placing my design, and they are 3 inches. So that's perfect. Now, I will be honest, this bow came a little bit bigger than I thought, but it was my own fault because they have the dimensions right on the website. So if you want something smaller, they have a smaller option. However, I don't think their smaller option has a ribbon base. I think it's just the actual bow portion, if I remember right, but you could still decorate just the bow, the little loop on the bow too. So if you would like something or different options, be sure to check out the options that you can purchase for blanks because there's a lot of different options that you can personalize. All right, let's go ahead and hop into Design Space. We have our 3 inches in width to work with, and we will get to designing this little design.
Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do a monogram design in here, but we're going to be incorporating some pencils in there. So if you want to learn how to create a monogram, I have done it time and time again on my channel. So I will link another tutorial. That way, for those of you who have been watching all my videos, you don't have to sit through how to create a monogram. Okay, so we have our little monogram here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the images, and I'm going to type in pencil. And I am going to go ahead and grab a couple pencils I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this one right here. And then there's also a pencil wreath that's really, really sweet. And I've used this on another project as well that I will link. I made some teacher cups with this file. It turned out so cute. So if you are wanting to, if you find that on your heart to make something for the teachers this beginning of the year, then I'll link that tutorial because it's so cute. Okay, so now I'm going to also look up bow, and I am going to search, I think it's this one that I'm going to use. So I'm going to grab this one. Okay, so I have my pencil, I have my pencil wreath, and my bow down in my queue right here. And I'm going to go ahead and say insert images and bring them all into my canvas. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these over separately. One is going to go on one side of the bow and the other will go on the other. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come over to the pencil and I'm going to say ungroup, and I'm going to grab the little eraser over in this little layers panel over here. So I'm grabbing the eraser and I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to grab this bow here. I'm going to come down to contour, which is right in the bottom right hand corner of the layers panel. Make this smaller here, and I am going to remove the little ribbon part. Okay, so now I have, I think it's Command. Nope, it's not. Let me go back. It is Shift. I have Shift selected on my keyboards just so I could rotate that in increments. And I am going to have the little bow be the eraser here. I think that'll be really cute. Okay. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this one right over here. This is just going to go around my little monogram for the other side, and I'll bring this right in here. So I'm going to go over to Color Sync and get all my colors ready, and then we can get to finishing up these designs. So I'm going to come over to Color Sync, and I'm using 4 different colors, so I just need to narrow these down. So we only need 1 gray, so I'm going to just go ahead and put this on the gray. Instead of a black for the tip and I'm going to go ahead and just make everything gray just to save some materials here. And let's see, this is going to be gray as well. The bow is going to be pink. So I'm just dragging the cut files to the appropriate color. And then we are going to simplify. Let's see, we have 2 browns here, so we can simplify that to 1 brown. Oops, nope, that's not going to be brown. We are going to make this a pink. Okay, there we go. I apologize. Okay, so I think that looks really, really cute. It's gonna look really fun. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go back to layers, and I am going to select both of these, both the pencil wreath and the monogram, and I'm going to say align center. So that way it's centered right in there. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to grab the little hearts and erasers, because those are that nice pink color, and I'm gonna grab the monogram, and I am going to weld those two together. That way those cut together on my sheet. So you'll see the weld result right here. It's going to show you, it's kind of hard to see, but you'll see it on the cutting mat that those are going to cut together, and that way it'll place it together. Okay, I think we're all set. So now we just need to size this down. So I'm going to select everything here, and I had 3 inches to work with. So I think I'm going to make this right around maybe 2 1/4. Let's see. I think 2 1/4 is going to be too big, so I'm going to say 2 1/2. I think that'll look better. Okay, and then for this one, what I'm going to do is I am going to drag it at a diagonal, and I'm going to, because I want it to be at a diagonal when I place it, and then I'm going to size it down to 2 1/2. Okay, so that looks really good. We'll just place these together. I can make this bigger so you guys can see again. And now we can go ahead and get cutting. So I'm going to be using my Joy today. So I can go ahead and actually let me place this pencil tip and then the little metal piece. I'm going to go ahead and select both of those, and I'm going to weld those together too, so those cut together. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and say make it. I have my Joy already selected, and it's going to place everything on my mat when I select on mat, and then I can kind of preview and see if I need to make any adjustments. So I know on this one I need to make an adjustment because I can place those two together. That way they cut together, and it just saves me some time in the long run too. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the little pencil tips, and then I'm going to grab the little metal pieces, and I'm going to weld those together, and then we'll go make it again. And you see how that, let's see, go on the mat. Do you see how that fixed that already? So now those are together, and again, that's just going to really help when getting everything cut out together and placing them on our design. Okay, so this is all set for this. The next mat is going to be this one. I'm just dragging these out a little bit so that we have an opportunity to save some materials. That looks just fine. And then this looks just fine. So I'll go ahead and click continue. Okay, and my setting for all of the mats is going to be everyday iron on, and then I'm going to use default pressure, and we'll go ahead and load all the materials and get cutting. Okay, you guys, I forgot to mirror everything, so I'm going to go into edit because with iron on you need to mirror everything, and I'm just going to toggle over the mirror button to make sure everything is mirrored, and I'm also going to make sure that when I did that, everything stays on the mat in the right fashion that I need it to. So that looks good. That almost was a big mistake, but I fixed it before it was. For some reason, right before I was getting ready to load my mat, I thought I did not mirror that. Okay, everything is mirrored. We're all good to go.
Okay, so it's calling for the gray mat first. So what I'm going to do is, with iron on, you need to make sure you place it shiny side down on the mat. So you'll see an obvious shiny side. What that shiny look is, it's actually the built-in carrier sheet, which is why you need to mirror your image. If you're still confused about that mirroring part, just watch and you will make sense of it in just a second once you see it all cut out. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this right on the mat here. Again, shiny side down and the dull side facing up. So it's all ready to go, and we're going to go ahead and send it through with the everyday iron-on setting for cut setting. So we'll go ahead, select that, auto-load it. I'm so glad I saw that I needed to mirror those. I haven't done that in a really long time, I'll be honest. I have not done that in a really long time. Usually I remember so much quickly. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and say go, and everything will start cutting out. Now the next piece, I like to sometimes lay them out in order. The next one is going to be the brown, and then yellow, or yeah, yellow, and then the pink. So I have them all ready to go for the next cut. Okay, so while that's finishing up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat my little mini Easypress to the medium setting. So it has the two little wavy marks. They're orange right now because it is not heated up, but it will turn green and chime when it's ready to go. So now what I'm doing is I'm just going through and trimming off my extra HTV or iron-on. That way I can save it in my little scrap area for HTV and reuse some of the material that was not used for this cut. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my weeding tool and I'm going to start weeding out all of my little designs. That way we are ready to go. So I'm going to start, oh, it's already preheated. That's so fast. I'm going to go ahead and start with this pink piece. And iron-on's pretty forgiving when you weed it, so these are small pieces, but it's not really worrisome because iron-on really does a great job with weeding, and this would be so much easier than adhesive vinyl, but doable. I had done the same size design with adhesive vinyl and it turned out awesome. Again, I have those cups that I linked at the beginning of this tutorial that I did with adhesive vinyl in this design. It turned out really cute. Okay, so I have my first little design, and now you can see why we mirrored it. So once we place it right side up, which is the way we'll set it on our bow, it's already in the right direction. So that looks really, really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side, and I'll start on my next one. So this is the yellow piece, which is the pencil bases. And again, iron-on is just a dream to weed. I love weeding it. So, so easy. You can go a tad quicker than you would with adhesive vinyl. Again, if you wanted to cut out the middles of this to save more HTV, by all means, go for it. Okay, so that piece is weeded and ready to go. Super cute. Okay, and then we have our little gray piece. And the pieces get a little bit smaller on this one because these contain, let's see, I think this is the pencil tips, but it'll look awesome. Okay, so I got the gray weeded, and that was a little bit of a challenge. Some of those pieces got a little small, but I have them all on the little sheet, so they are ready to go. Okay, so if you size up this design, it's a little bit easier to work with, but we'll see how it turns out. Okay, and then I have the little brown pieces all ready to go. Okay, so we have our Easypress mini all preheated. Go ahead and bring our little bow in here, and we'll get everything ready to press. Okay, so here we go. I have all our little pieces surrounding here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the little monogram on this side. That is going to be too cute. Okay, so I'm going to cut these little pieces apart, and I'm going to start with the monogram because I think that will be the easiest way to get everything centered. So I have this here. Actually, before I do that, I need to preheat the material. So I'm grabbing my little Easypress and my cord here. I'm just going to preheat this. And it says about 5 seconds, so that's probably about good. And then this side. And usually what I do is I cut apart all my pieces, but I think I'm going to cut them apart as I go because there's just so many little tiny pieces that it's just going to be better for me organizational wise just to keep everything in its spot until needed, and then I'll cut it from the carrier sheet. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place that right on the bow there. And it has a sticky back, so it sticks right to it. I think, do they all have a sticky back? They should. Yep, they're all sticky. Okay, so we're all good. Now for this, we are going to use the mini, and we are going to press for, I think, 25 seconds at medium temperature. And this is a polyester ribbon. I looked it up online. It's polyester. So I just looked at my heat settings on the heat guide, and we will do 25 seconds. So with this, you are going to go in constant movement. I kind of tend to go in little circles and just kind of rotate around. And you can see the iron-on starting to show little bubbles in it, which means it's pressing. It's looking really, really good. So I'm just making sure to rotate all around it. Again, this press is meant to move, so you can just move it around in any fashion as long as you keep it moving. I love the mini. I'll be honest, when my husband bought this for me for Valentine's Day, and I did not think I needed this. but once you use it, it's really, really a nifty tool, and I find that I really enjoy just the freedom that comes with having that. Okay, it does say warm peel, so I'm going to let that cool just a little bit, and I think the next piece I'm going to do is the yellow, so I'm going to get that all prepped and ready to go. Just this little yellow piece. And actually, you know what? I think it might even be easier to do the gray. So it might also be helpful to have the design and design space up on your screen. That way you can really see, you know, what the final look looks like if you need help ordering everything. I think this is going to be the next piece, the gray. Okay, so that is now warm to the touch, so I'm just going to peel away that carrier sheet. Okay, and we're left with the design right on there. That looks really cute. Okay, so one of the things about layering now is you want to make sure that any exposed HTV is covered. So one of the good things about keeping these middle pieces in here is that you're always covering that HTV. And having design space up really helps with this part. Okay, so we have it laid down and all of our exposed iron-on or HTV is ready to go. So now I can just go ahead and use my mini once again and get those little pieces down. These are the little tiny. And what I can do is I can go just around and focus on those little pieces, which is nice. If I don't want to reheat my entire design again, I can just do the little tiny areas, which is another perk of the little mini. These are turning out really cute. Okay, so then I'll organize some things over here. This is going to be all the pencil. While this is cooling, I can actually even kind of get started. For this other side, though, I think it might be easiest to kind of start layering it. Maybe I'll have the pencil go this way. Kind of start layering it one on top of one another so that we can see how all the pieces are going to come together. So let's see, we have that. We have this little bow right there. And it'll help us get everything centered as well. And this little piece right here. Perfect. Okay, so now we have all of that on this side. I think that looks really nice. And now we can kind of center it. Now we're not going to press it this way, but we're just going to get it all centered how I want it. I kind of want it to be at an angle here. I think that'll look really nice. Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll leave that there for just a second. Let me peel this side up. And those laid down really nice. Okay, good. That was the layer that I was most nervous for because of all the little pieces. Okay, so I think I might do the brown little pencil tops next. Okay, so I have the little pencil tops on there, the little brown pieces, and I have a tiny bit of exposed HTV up here, so I'm just going to be mindful with my Easypress not to press right there. And I'll just go over a little focus press on those little brown areas, get them really on there. Again, the mini makes really easy work of layering because you can just press in the areas that need the heat and not in the areas that you don't want to reheat. This would make a really fun gift even if you're not a mama who's homeschooling right now. If you know of a little one that is going to be learning at home right now, this would be a wonderful little gift just to make it really exciting. I was going to make these regardless, actually, before all of the COVID stuff happened. Oops, that's actually a warm peel, so I need to let that sit for a second. So everything is just going forward as normal. Even though we're going to be home, this is going to be super, super sweet. Okay, now we'll just lay our final layer on and then we'll do the other side. So cute. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited with how this turned out. That is looking so sweet. Okay, so we have that one there. We'll go ahead and do the little yellow pieces. Again, just doing little focused presses in those areas. The mini makes really easy work of doing so. Making sure I got those little pieces. And I can even just kind of give the whole thing just one more little boost Okay, so I'm just taking off all those little layers and leaving the layer at the bottom, and I can go ahead and just press that. This one will be super quick. Okay, and while that side is cooling, I will go ahead and peel the carrier sheet up off of this side, and this side is all done. That turned out so cute. That was pretty easy too, I have to admit. It takes some time, but all in all, that was pretty easy. And then this side is ready to peel. Again, this side will go super, super quick. And placing that yellow piece right here. And then I just want to make sure that everything is going to still fit. Yep, it's going to be fine. Okay, and I have my little gray piece covered with the carrier sheet, so I don't need to worry about that getting exposed to my iron here. Okay, peeling off, placing the bow. Whoops. There we go. And then I'm going to place this little brown piece down as well. And then a carrier sheet over the entire thing. That way nothing gets exposed. And I'll just do those two little presses at once. Okay, so now I can just peel away my little sheets here. That was that top layer, the pink, and the little brown piece. Oops, brown piece is not quite ready. You might need a little bit more. Okay, so now we'll try that little brown piece again. There we go. Okay, it's all done. I think it turned out really, really cute, and I honestly really enjoyed it because it allowed me just a little time to settle down and craft. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and leave me a comment. Let me know if you are getting ready for school, what things you guys are doing, and how things are going in your area, if you guys get to go back to school or if you guys are doing at-home learning as well for a little bit. All right, everyone, I hope you're enjoying the end of your summer, and I will see you guys all in the next video.